It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, here we are at the start of a brand new week, ready to go. Another 5 full days of it and everything. But you know what, John? The great thing about our program, we always got our same great sponsors, including Sherwin-Williams House Paint, 315 Jefferson Street, right here in Camden, 836-8125. Got everything you can think of when it comes to a painting project, man. They got the mixers, they got the sticks, they got the brushes, they got the paint itself. Get on by there and let Greg Bradshaw and his great staff point you in the right direction, man.
And we got ProMed Ambulance. Give those fine folks a call at 1-800-634-0436. They're serving Randolph, Lawrence, Ashley, Union, Dallas, and Calhoun County. Give them good folks a call. Get signed up on their priority membership ambulance care program. Tell them Uncle John and Uncle Kelly, Aunt Kelly, my friend Kelly, Cousin Kelly. Tell them we sent you.
Absolutely. Speaking of Aunt Kelly, man, J.J. Lindsay over at the Shopper's Guide did us a solid. Printed us up some business cards. Man, we all look official and everything now and everything.
I'm telling you, we got some sharp business cards. Want to throw a big shout out to J.J. down at the Shopper's Guide. Of course, he had to play a little prank on Kelly. You know, he calls me Uncle John and calls Kelly Aunt Kelly. He printed up a couple of cards with Aunt Kelly on there just for the laugh aspect of it. But we sure do appreciate you, JJ, and we want to encourage everybody to go down there, and if they need any stationery, any business cards, go down to the Shopper's Guide and give them a shout out. Tell them Uncle John and Aunt Kelly sent you.
No doubt about it. And last but certainly not least, don't want to forget about our good friends over at the Prescott Raceway. Man, they got races going on every weekend. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, because I noticed because of this extreme heat, they moved up the starting times for this week's races. I don't need to go into all the details here. Just go to their Facebook page, check out what they got going on. You can always find it at PrescottRaceway.net, their website. Find them on Facebook, or you can give them a call at 887-0336. Well, what do you want to talk about here on a Monday, John?
Well, my good friend over at Hampton, Miss Janice Jones Fife, I worked with her for years out at Lockheed before I went to work at Ouachita Electric. Janice and her family are just very, very dear friends of mine. I just think the world of them. Their mother passed away last week, had her funeral service Saturday, and Miss Elizabeth Ann Jones, affectionately known by everybody over there as Miss Bett, she worked at Town & Country there for years there in Hampton. She fixed me many a sandwich.
Okay.
When I first went to work at the co-op, her husband was Mr. Sam Jones, who was the Calhoun County judge for about 10 years. Miss Bett was diagnosed with cancer back in the summer, and she was in January. I'm sorry, stage 4 ovarian cancer, and it had spread to her liver and her lungs. And she was salt of the earth lady. Somebody that worked in the garden and canned food. And, one of these days, this world's going to be out of folks that knows how to can food,
That ain't no lie.
She had that great attitude, reminded me a lot of Denise, When they told her the diagnosis, she told them she had lived a good, long life and she had no regrets. And if it's her time, it's just her time, And she kind of placed it all in the hands of the good Lord and let him take the reins, and I hope that when my time comes, I can be so brave.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just a salt of the earth, lady. Never, you never, one of those people you never hear a bad word about,
And that's saying something, that says volumes right there.
Cooked pies and cakes and like I said, put up vegetables and every time somebody passed away, there was always a pie or a cake there from Miss Bett, Done everything she could to help everybody. She had, of course, Janice was her daughter. Janice is a dear friend of mine. Janice and her husband, Charlie, are raising their 1-year-old grandchild. Charlie's in his mid-60s, and I can only the man is getting several more jewels in his crown, you know. She had 3 kids, you know. Mr. Sam passed away several years ago. Her son Clay and her daughter Becky, in addition to Janice, and her best friend in the world, Miss Carolyn Wiley. But just want to shout out to Janice and her family, and Janice stayed with her, done with her. Janice is the one that was with her when she passed away. Just a salt of the earth young lady, somebody that will be severely missed in Calhoun County. Rest in peace, Miss Bett.
Oh, yeah, it always seemed like the good ones are the first ones to go. Hey, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John here for today, folks. But we'll be here all week, like those bad comedians always say. If you happen to miss an episode, don't forget you can always go back and listen to us on a podcast, and you can find us just about anywhere you can find podcasts. For right off the bat, you can find us on the Radio Works Facebook page. You might have to scroll down quite a ways to try to find one of our old podcasts, but you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or Podchaser. I guess we'll see you tomorrow, John.
See you tomorrow, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.